From your listening device all the way into your agent's psyche. It's Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. Teaching you things you didn't know you needed to know to help you become a legendary agent and turn your clients into raving fans.
Welcome to Real Estate Between the Lines. I'm your host, Brian Lee. I'm all about helping the real estate industry improve one agent at a time. Now, the last episode, I was talking to that one agent. Now I'm talking to all of you. So I apologize. It was just the one. Now it's all of you. So I am going at this with helping the industry improve. With me, as always, my beautiful, lovely, radiant, perfect, awesome, amazing, very tolerant. Gosh, you're so tolerant, guys.
Are you kissing up for something?
I really am. That's that whole $10 million check you got me caught on the last one. Cate, welcome. How you doing, honey?
Hi. Hi, everybody.
And also Christian, just how we doing?
I'm doing great. Good. How you guys doing?
I like this. I like giving you the hug up here.
Is that a hug? You hug people
I'm,
over your head?
I'm
That's
hugging
really weird.
on the camera.
You're hugging him like this.
On the camera. I could I'll tap your chin.
For our
Christian.
YouTube watchers, our audio people going, what is going on?
You guys listening on the audio side are missing so much. You're missing so
much. Oh my gosh.
It's the air quotes missing so much.
I wouldn't say we're missing it.
I
Anyway.
would say we're missing it.
But wait, Christian drinking his new drink that instead of an Arnold Palmer,
No,
it's called a producer Christian. What are you drinking there?
It's a Coke Zero with a little bit of lemonade in it.
I have never heard of that
Never
before,
heard of that.
but
It takes the bitter.
Yeah.
I'm good. I would like to try it. Maybe not the Coke Zero
Or just
part.
even a lemon is good.
Anyway.
Mixing it up. I thought that I was the mixologist here, but clearly I've never put
lemonade
Coke with lemonade
and Coke Zero specifically.
You know the Arnold Palmer, of course, with the how do you say that, Cate?
I can never say Arnold Palmer.
There you go.
That was good.
And who was he? I don't remember. Wasn't he a famous stock car driver or something?
Stock car?
Yeah, a race car driver. Who was that?
No,
guy?
he's a skydiver.
Oh, okay. I always like to check Cate, make sure she knows.
Competitive
what
skydiving.
I do
who
know
can get down
he
to the
is.
ground the quickest.
Remember, I grew up on a country club.
I'm going to win.
I'm Muffy
10
girl.
feet. Boom. But I won. Hey, I got it.
This new chute opens on impact.
We are on episode 31, guys.
What are we talking about today,
I wonder
sir?
what we were on.
The clock.
Mine doesn't do that anymore.
The clock is ticking on your time management. We're talking about time management today. How you can better frame your days, your weeks, so that way you get more out of your days. We all waste time. We all do. I mean, even myself, I've considered myself to be very, very well-oiled machine, well set up and
I
everything.
thought you were going to say
but,
lucky. You know.
You're right, B. I am very lucky.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about time management, some techniques, some things to consider, ways to maybe make that work out for you. As always, we have a song per episode. This one is by one of my favorite bands of the 80s, Styx. How many of you remember
I love
Styx?
Styx.
Love Styx.
Yes.
Styx and Supertramp, I mean, they're just
Yes.
they're unsung heroes of the 80s
Amen.
band and all that.
In Greek mythology, what is Styx?
Styx is the river.
That runs to hell.
I didn't know that.
I'm trying to remember the ferry boat man. What's his name?
I don't remember, but they dipped, Achilles.
Yep,
They
Achilles
dipped him
heel.
in the river Styx,
Yep.
which made him invisible except for where they were holding him, which was his Achilles heel.
Achilles heel.
Which
That's
was
exactly
his
right.
weak point. Yep.
So there you go.
Anyways.
Anyway.
We are all
Anyways, go ahead, Brian.
we're all about
I'm from
educating you
Indiana.
guys on so many things. We're teaching you Greek.
We put
Greek
S's on
mythology.
stuff
Did you
in
say
Indiana.
Kroger's?
Kroger's, yeah. You can go down to Kroger's.
Going down to
What
Myers.
song was this? Let's move on. I'm getting irritated with Christian.
You guys take over for a minute. I'm going to go listen to some Styx. Maybe I'll stick my head in the water in the river.
What song would you listen to?
It is Too Much Time on My Hands.
Oh, I love that song.
Got too much time on my hands. From the album Paradise Theater, released.
Great album.
Yeah,
Like
it was
that.
a very good
Yeah,
album.
awesome album.
Had 4 or 5 tracks on it
Yeah.
that were really great.
You can listen to that from start to finish. Concept albums. Really good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Very good album. It was released March of 1981. Oh my gosh, that's forever ago. 39 years ago. Track 3 lasted 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Shush, honey.
I was 1 year old.
I was 12. Anyway, I hear agents say it all the time. Brian, I'm taking your classes and all that. I just have so much time on my hands. I wish I just had something to occupy them. I've got nothing. And if you're that agent, if you're somebody that just has so much time that you've got everything put together, then just stop the episode already. I mean, if you haven't already, I should say. You probably already have. Time management is not just a cliche. It is something more than that. I know, Cate, you are a big fan of the word work-life balance, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. No, actually, you're not. Those are all cliches, but what does it actually mean? And really what it amounts to is that even though it is the cliche, I mean, that's one of the top-rated things that people say. If you're talking about any kind of business, we have to have this time management. We have to have this work-life balance. And it's great that we think about it, but what does it actually get into? And we'll talk about more what it is, but also why does it matter? And the reason is because your business really needs it. There are so many pieces of your business that you're operating within, from your clients to your transactions and all these different things. Your business needs to have that time management, so that when you set aside the time to market, that you set aside the time to handle the transactional stuff, you set aside the time to show properties, to have open houses and all that. Your business needs that time management, something that you can carve out some time to handle it. Your mind, your own body, your self well-being needs it. You need to take some time. You need to be able to carve some time out there so that way you can get it. So if you want to help yourself, even that's why this is so important. And then lastly, your family does too. Your family, your friends, and all that. I mean, it's a common thing. I mean, I don't remember the singer. We already did our song for the week, so I'm not going to bring it up. But at the end of the day, it's the old adage that you don't want to see on your gravestone that he worked till the end. He was such a great worker and all that. Nobody ever goes back and looks back on their life and thank you so much. I was such a great worker. It's like, what did you contribute? What did you give to your family? What did you do there? So your family needs it too. So that's why time management is so important for your business, for yourself, for your family, for your friends, and all that. And that's such a big deal.
And it's like you've always said too. It's making your time work more intentionally, using your time more intentionally. So working more effectively instead of efficiently, so that you're maximizing every minute of the day. Yeah,
absolutely. I love that word, intentional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good one.
It is all about being intentional. Cate, I know that you don't like the word work-life balance, and so you have a couple of those that you really enjoy.
Yeah, we always hear the work-life balance, but somebody had mentioned work-life integration, and I like that. I've always used the word career lifestyle, like real estate is a career lifestyle. It's all in one. You're always working, but you're also doing your own thing at the same time. So to me, I value my time more than I value my money. Sorry, honey. But, it means that our personal time and our work time are shared and they're integrated every day. So even with time blocking, sometimes during the day, I might take my laptop outside while the kids are playing, even though the sitter's there watching the kids. I'll go out and just sit there and kind of hang out with them for a little bit. So I'll be doing my work, but I'm spending time with them, or at least just enjoying them, kind of watching them do their thing. While I'm cooking dinner, I might return a few texts to clients or agents. So I'm kind of multitasking a little bit, but that's kind of more the integration. Another way to look at this as a career lifestyle is doing things that you enjoy, but it also doubles as like networking or helping clients. So maybe having lunch with friends. I always have my lunch dates with girlfriends and whatnot. But those girlfriends are also people that send me business, or if I go to lunch, I may be with a mortgage professional or whatnot. So I'm learning at the same time as I'm networking. Another thing, maybe picking a hobby that allows you to build relationships with others. Join a bowling league, gardening, maybe take a culinary class, pottery class, something that interests you.
Budgeting class, saving money class. Okay.
I don't know if that would help you network, but anyway, creating an opportunity to meet new people, build relationships. But even if you don't do that, you've enjoyed your time while you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you're saying. It is. It's time management. You will have to block some time. There'll be some things that you do, but there's a lot of things that you can blend. Like you said, that there are, we talked about wanting to spend time with your family and all that. Not that you want to have a computer and be playing with your kids and what you're doing is sitting in the family room and your kids are playing all around you and then shut up, kids, leave me alone. I'm working, but I'm there with you. It's not that, but still just finding ways to blend that into here. And so I like that career lifestyle thought process is seeing where they can seam up together, where it does make makes sense. You have a couple of things going on, the multitasking, but being present and all those things. So.
Yeah, and taking 2 minutes here or there to kind of step in, go see the kids, and then go back to what you're doing.
Yep.
It's a nice little blend. And
Absolutely.
So, and we were chatting about hobbies, so I'm going to dive into a rabbit hole for a second.
All right, what do we
Christian,
got?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can I go on a side note tangent for a minute?
Oh, great.
We're picking up speed. Things are gonna be great. Wait.
Side note tangent.
It's a side note tangent with Cate.
You know my kids make me play that all the time. It's queued up on my phone. Can we play side note tangent? Oh my goodness.
Mom's a celebrity.
I'm not a
The
celebrity.
single's going to be
In
released
my own
soon.
mind. In my own mind.
We have a single coming out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Single.
So if you're old enough to remember that, go ahead, honey. What's your side note tangent?
Brian for the win.
Yes.
Single. What's on the other side? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Well, I thought I'd, since, I was talking about hobbies, and I'm just a muffy country club kind of person.
Absolutely. I know it.
I am not.
was he?
Oh my gosh. So I thought I'd look up the top 10 hobbies of the richest people in the world.
Oh,
I thought it was,
How about that?
which you guys would fall into one of these categories, collectibles.
No.
You would with your Camaros.
No, that's not a collectible.
And
that is a necessary part of my
Star Wars figurines.
Very, very important. That's not
Vintage
collectible.
Legos. Vintage pinball machines.
Okay. What were the other things that were on this other than
Automobiles.
Okay.
AKA cars, for
I'm
those of
Get a
you
little
that don't
uncomfortable in here now.
I'm on the hot seat
Number
here.
Hang on, don't worry. Number 8, exercise.
Okay, yeah, out on that one. Thank
I'm like,
goodness.
that's a hobby. 7 is boating. All right,
Yeah,
Muffy here.
Muffy.
Yes, I do like that. Wine and spirits. I think
definitely.
we both agree
Yes,
with
yeah,
that.
yep.
Politics,
Yeah, let's talk
like
about that.
running for office. That's a hobby.
How is that a hobby?
I don't
Politics.
know, but it is.
Not a
It's
hobby. That is
crazy.
not a hobby.
Well,
Fashion.
it's got to be like a deductibility thing. Like I'm
guess.
going to contribute so that way I can get a tax
or
deduction.
I'm going to change laws so they benefit me.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe,
Yep,
I don't
yep,
know.
yep.
Fashion. Number 3 was art. Number 2 was travel. Number 1, here's your tax deduction, philanthropy. So
Oh yeah.
hopefully
there you
it's at
go.
least going
I wouldn't
somewhere
call
good.
that a hobby.
I don't know.
though.
That's
I don't
a
know.
hobby.
That's
Doesn't
what
seem hobby.
I know.
In a top hobby, I
Well,
can see it being in there.
I found
but-
these on the internet. So
It's a pursuit, maybe. I don't know if
true.
I call it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
like
know.
something that they're highly passionate
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
What are your hobbies? What do you like to do, Christian?
Philanthropy, boating, collection, cars.
You like to do techie stuff. You collect all this
I got so many
Cords.
hobbies. You don't even want to start. with
charging
me on hobbies.
cords.
I got so many hobbies.
What's your hobby?
I
know,
You
I know.
name them off. It's cars. It's collectibles. It's the Star Wars things. It's the Legos.
Legos.
Legos are a
Politics,
big deal right now.
philanthropy.
Yeah, I'm all about politics.
You
So
did
what do you think about the current president, honey? Anyway,
Metal art. You did metal art
did metal
for a
art?
while.
Yeah. I
You
just
like to build
I like
things?
working with. I like working with my hands.
good at building
even out in the
things.
garage, the workshop, I'll build something out of wood. I'll just
Yeah, you're good
crafting
at that.
things. I'm very good with my hands.
Yes,
if you
you
know what
are.
I'm talking about,
I do.
You got to manipulate the Legos.
Built a
That's what
Camaro
we're
out of
talking-
wood.
out of Legos.
Not a Porsche.
Just a Camaro.
He did do a Range Rover once. And
yeah.
what was the Batmobile?
The Batmobile, and I've got
The original Batmobile or the new one?
No, it's
The-
it's actually the
one is from-
1989 Michael Keaton
Oh, okay.
Batmobile.
All right.
Yeah.
Not the one from the TV show.
No. I have that one on metal art.
Yeah.
I have the original, the Adam West,
Yeah.
Dick Grayson. I don't remember who they were.
We'll get
but
those posted on Facebook, and then
we
you guys
will.
can see
There you
them.
go.
I
Yeah,
like it.
check
I
out
like
metal art. Those are cool.
They are
models,
cool.
so.
They
Are we
cool.
wrapping up the side note?
Yeah, we can be done with my
Can we
side
be done
note
with
tangent.
that?
We're picking up speed. Things are gonna be great. Wait.
Side note tangent.
It's a side note tangent with Cate.
Yeah, sorry for that side note. I swear we're
I
like in a
know.
groove. We're in a
I'm-
groove, and Kate, I gotta put on my little
right.
opinion here.
Hey, you invited me on here.
We're not managing our time very well.
No,
No,
we
we're
are
not. No,
not.
we are not. Do not do what we're suggesting.
Yeah.
Do as we
Here's
say,
what
not as
not
we
to do.
do.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to manage your time. One of the things, the biggest thing is to make sure that you're planning. And there's different ways you can do it. Make sure that you're doing what works for you, though. So we can look at this on a weekly basis. We can do it on a daily basis. And we can do what's called batching. the idea is that if you're doing it weekly, this is mostly what I do personally. Again, it's not that it's the be all end all, but it works well for me. Is that usually on Sunday I'll spend about a half hour of my day, or an hour of my day on Sunday, and look at my projects for the week. What do I have to get done? I've got to get a podcast out. I've got to get a script. I've got a class I'm teaching. Whatever it is, I've got to take the kids someplace. Whatever it is. So I have them all planned, and I kind of get an idea. That way it doesn't sneak up on me like, oh my gosh, I forgot that I've got to go to the dentist this week, or my kids have a baseball game and I was going to do something that night and I forgot about it. So I'm going to manage my time by planning ahead, and usually for me I'm going to plan it by a week. Certainly you could take it by the day, and sometimes it's what we have to do as well. Is I'll set forth that effort of planning for the week. But then things happened, and I thought that Monday I was going to be able to do something, and then Christian calls me up and says, well, I've got a new idea. We got to do this. Fine. So he completely side note tangents me on that and throws something else out there. So I've got to make a change. So your days can change, and you might start off again in the morning and say, okay, I'm going to take 15 minutes, and what do I have planned out for the day? So just designate the things that you're going to put in there. Again, whether it's showing properties, whether it's marketing, even more specific than that to talk about what it is that you're going to do with your marketing.
Yeah. And with you can either do the time blocking like you were talking about, or batching. Batching is kind of more theming your days. Like everything today is going to be focused around, podcasting or whatnot. Or you can batch tasks too, where maybe like, okay, right now I'm going to work on my blogs, and I'm just going to work on blogs until I get them done. Time blocking would be, I'm going to spend 2 hours on my blog, and when I get done, I get done. But I think one of the things you mentioned about how the schedules change all the time, build in some buffer time, maybe 15 minutes every couple of hours to kind of touch base on, answer emails and whatnot. But in that buffer time too, you can take care of things that maybe got swept under the rug because something changed. So be able to be a little bit flexible, but make sure that if something gets moved, that it actually gets moved so that it gets done.
Yeah, and that's great, because even in the time blocking or the batching, whatever it is that, as Cate said, that things will come about. So let's say, for example, that this afternoon we're going to have a 2-hour meeting, and then we're going to have an hour of marketing and all that, and then something comes about. A kid gets called home sick, and I've got to go pick him up from the school and all that. Well, that kind of just blew up my afternoon. So that doesn't mean that those tasks still don't need to be done. I still have to maybe take care of this meeting somehow. And I'll have to work through that. Maybe that advertising thing, that marketing thing I was going to work on, maybe I can do it tonight. So just have it set there and working through it that way. In doing this time management, there's certainly things too, is that, again, just prioritize. So, I don't want to get too far into this, but there's an expression called eating the elephant or eating the frog. Is that a lot of times it's just recognizing that there are all these pieces that I need to do. I have some marketing, I've got some advertising, I've got transactional stuff, I've got some things I need to take care of. What are the priorities? Marketing is important, but maybe it isn't as important I've got a closing tomorrow, and I've got to make sure I talk to the title company and the mortgage company. So those are the priority. Marketing is important too, but maybe not right now.
Like the time-sensitive stuff is correct. The stuff to prioritize first and foremost.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And also prioritization is sometimes, as I was mentioning earlier, is eating that frog. That sometimes there's something on your list as you're looking at your tasks for the day. Is like, I do not want to make phone calls. I hate making phone calls. I don't want to have to call that agent. I don't want to have to talk about that. Put that at the top. Make that a priority if it can. That way it knocks it out, because if you don't, then it kind of occupies your mind for the rest of the day.
That's the one I struggle with, and it is. It's, if you knock out the difficult one first, it makes the day so much easier, but it's still a struggle for me to do.
Eat that frog, honey. Eat that frog.
Frog legs, yummy.
That's just disgusting.
Tastes like chicken.
They do. They're so good.
They do not taste like chicken.
Do.
I don't care.
They're just greasy.
They're
What else should we do to manage our time?
In prioritization, once you have your priorities set, not frog legs, you're going to organize them. Again, just look at whatever it is. If it's the higher priority items, the item that is just out there, you don't want to do it. It's that frog you have to eat. Put it at the top. So organize it, and again, plan for it. Planning for it means that I'm going to do it ahead of time. It's not something that it's an hour before the task comes up, and okay, now I'm going to think about what I'm going to do with it. You're wasting your time by doing it. By planning, I set out during the week. I set it out during the beginning of the day. I set it out on that Sunday, whatever it is. I have the plan. And as Cate mentioned earlier, part of the plan is to allot for those changes, those unforeseen issues. You thought that you're going to get on a phone call that's going to take 15 minutes, and then you realize that you have to call Cate, and you know you're going to be on a phone call for about a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, because she likes to rattle on. This is true story, guys. I'm not making this up. And it's all about love. It's all about love. Anyway, so you're planning on a 15-minute phone call, and it turns into something more. Or you have another follow-up phone call. You have something else to do.
Well, and I'm just going to move on. You mentioned on Sundays you look at your calendar for the week, but I'd like to mention too, you use a basic program called Pages on your iPad, and you just type in like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you kind of put a little to-do list on each day of things that you know you need to get done those days so that you don't forget, and you don't have to think about it all. You know, you have something on Thursday, you're not thinking about it all day Monday, all day. I don't want to forget. You just have it typed out, and sometimes I've seen where something comes up and it was originally on Wednesday and you've moved it to Thursday because of scheduling or whatnot. So just as a quick tip, I think that works for you, but find a system that works, even if it's just writing it out on a piece of paper.
Absolutely. Something else, too, that we were talking about that ties into the prioritization organization is that we want to think about your business things, too. Certainly in your time management, you're going to include the business things. You're going to include some me time. You're going to include time with your families and all that. But under the business heading, if you will, there's an acronym that a friend of mine, Dustin Harris, he's a good friend of mine, an appraiser coach friend of mine. He has an acronym called OINII. It's OINII. And I'll have a breakout video after this that we'll get a lot more into what OINII is. This. But the acronym is that you work on your business, not in it all the time. So in your priorities, there are business transactional things that you have to do. That is working in your business. We want to work on your business, and that's an important piece. So that's going to include, again, the marketing. It's going to involve things that you're reaching out to clients, past clients, things like that, things that are going to make your business flourish. So you're working on it, not always in it. That's something that a lot of agents do, is that they get sidetracked with all the transactional things. They're working in it, which is important. Again, those are things that our clients expect. But then they do forget that I have to market still. And so you have to allot the time for it. So it's not just always the transactional things. Again, making sure that you have time for yourself, your families. Remember that in all this planning is that you're setting a precedent for your clients, for your coworkers, for your kids and all that. Remember who is watching. In the last episode, we talked about what is your why. If all you're doing is working and you're just walking around with your hair on fire constantly because I got to do this and I forgot to do that and I didn't remember this and oh my gosh, the kids have this today and I've got baseball tonight and I've got this and you're just this trash,
burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah. The
you're
going to
be,
yeah. And so just, those things come out. And then when your clients see it, it's like, oh my gosh, I've got a closing. I don't even know what to do. Like, yeah, you're great. I don't know that I want to use you again. Your kids see you and you're setting that precedent for them. The coworkers, again, the lack of respect or like, I don't know that I want a transaction with that agent if they're bouncing all over the place. So remember who's watching there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't forget, we have the privilege of making this job a lifestyle career, the work-life integration where you get to spend time with your kids. You can take time to go to the kids' doctor office and still return an email while you're there. You get that pleasure and that benefit of being able to do that. So blend your work and your life so that you can actually enjoy both. It is possible, but you just have to take control and manage it.
Absolutely. You got to do it. The weekly quote or the quote for the episode. It's just a hodgepodge, it's something I came up with myself. It's something that you've heard this before. There's something like it. So I can't say that it's like a complete original. The quote is that time and money, they're two great resources that you have at your disposal. Only one of them is non-replenishable. So choose wisely what you spend your resources on. So again, time and money. Money is something that comes and goes, and you can always make more. You can lose it, especially if you don't budget. Honey, this is all subliminal stuff going on here. But money is something that is replenishable. Time is not. So find the time, make the time. It's an asset that so many agents fail to see that they're wasting until it is too late. And it comes out and manifests itself in so many ways with your family and their disappointment not seeing you, and your clients and their lack of respect for you with other clients, with other agents, and even with yourself, looking yourself in the mirror. So make that resource, take care of that time and work through it well. So closing, time management is very important, not only for your business, but your mental health and your personal life. The only right way to manage time is to work with a plan that works for you. Again, that there are many ways to do this. There's not a right or wrong way. There's not a single path, but the only wrong path is to not do it at all. So whatever it is that works for you, whether it's batching, it's time allotment, whatever it is, do it. Make sure you put it together.
And just be intentional in all of it that you're doing. Make
Yep.
sure you're paying attention.
Yep. Have a plan for your time. Make sure you're prioritizing it, organizing it, plan for that craziness. Make sure that you know what you're doing and know that it's not always going to work and that you have a contingency for when it is. Working on your OINII, working on your business, not in your business. Making sure that you're doing things that will pay off in the future. Include all the aspects of your life. Your real estate career counts in this, guys. It really does. I know it seems like an altruistic thing. I know it's the cliche statement, time management. But if you want to be a successful agent, if you look at successful agents and successful business people, they are time managing. They are setting time aside. So that's it for today, guys. We love your feedback. We'd love to help you. If you have any questions about this, happy to take those at brian@brianclee.com. Other than that, you guys be good, take care, and be legendary today.
You've been listening to Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a legendary agent, be sure to visit us at brianclee.com and sign up to hear about upcoming workshops and events. Now go out there and turn your clients into raving fans.